cinéma, disait André Bazin, substitue à notre regard un monde qui s'accorde à nos désirs. Le mépris est l'histoire de ce monde.
Jean-Luc Godard's Contempt is about two things: the romance and futility of cinema and the romance and futility of love. It's not altogether clear that Godard would acknowledge a distinction between these two things. His passion for his chosen art form is as volatile and intense as any great love affair. And it is that passion, the rawness of that passion, that makes Contempt so provocative almost 50 years after it was first made. The French actor Michel Piccoli plays Paul, who's having some trouble at home and at work. He's a struggling screenwriter involved in an impossible project, making an adaptation of Homer's Odyssey to be directed by Fritz Lang, the great filmmaker playing himself, and produced by a hot-headed American played by Hollywood fixture Jack Palance.
That's what I think of that stuff up there, Fritz.
Meanwhile, Paul may be drifting away from his wife, which might be a little hard to believe given that she's played by the leading sex symbol of her age, Brigitte Bardot.
Donc tu m'aimes totalement.
Oui. Je t'aime totalement, tendrement, tragiquement.
Godard was one of the main figures in the French New Wave, and in the early 1960s, he was trying to push film in a new and radical direction. Contempt is especially interesting because it combines these avant-garde qualities with some very mainstream ambitions. Godard had a pretty big budget. His movie was based on a novel by Alberto Moravia, one of the most internationally respected novelists of the day, and Godard had a cast of movie stars. And somehow, he pulled it off.
Et la beauté de l'Odyssée réside justement dans cette croyance en la réalité comme elle est.
Donc une réalité telle qu'elle se présente objectivement.
Exactement. Et dans une forme qui ne se décompose pas.
Godard's movies are always fascinating, sometimes infuriating, but they're never just one thing. Contempt is a sexual melodrama, a self-conscious meditation on the nature of cinema, a send-up of Hollywood conventions, and a celebration of beauty in all of its many forms. Jean-Luc Godard is still one of the most controversial, even polarizing figures in international cinema. Some worship him, some find him impossible. I have mixed feelings. But Godard's films from the early 1960s, maybe Contempt in particular, are propelled by restless, reckless energy and an almost crazed love of movies and movie making. It's infectious. It's not exactly lovable, but it is irresistible.